Hello again, Wayne State. How we doing? English 3060, Technical Communications 2, Presentations. All right, so really getting into presentations now, and even more specifically, and maybe more importantly, I'm not sure. Well, I feel so. Collaborative work. It's going to be a group project, and I know that there are, everyone has an idea of how they feel about doing group work, collaborative work. It's usually either end of the spectrum, yay, or crap. So hopefully, with this length of time, being able to select some of our topics, I'm not going to group you myself. Hopefully, this organic way that seems to have been successful in the past, I feel like we'll continue to hopefully experience that success, right? So I need all of you to make sure, especially this week when we post our topics, things that we're interested in and stuff like that, really, try to keep them narrow, things that you're really interested in. And so far, so good. Knock on some wood here somewhere. Everyone's always grouped up extremely well. So we'll do that later on in the week. But for now, the oral briefing. So this is kind of a occupies an interesting space where a lot of times, even before a formal proposal is even written, you will present that information to kind of get like the okay or the go ahead to move forward with a formal proposal. And then the proposal then takes you to that next phase, which is getting it kind of like super approved, if you will. So this is kind of like the step before that. And that is, you might present to a board of directors, present to a committee, your partners, perhaps maybe in a business, where you will say, okay, hey, I have this idea. Here's this issue. Here's this problem. Here's this thing that I think we need to work towards a solution. And then we go through the things about kind of the background, like give an introduction. Why is this topic? Why is this issue? Why does this issue require us to then go into the next phase of doing then the research for putting together a formal proposal? Of course, a lot of the groundwork is done on the oral briefing, because you do some of that research as well. All right, so the purpose of this right now, at least for the oral briefing, is to obviously not only just establish your team plan, but then kind of more specifically, it's like, what does the process look like? And so not only are we going to be looking at the processes and the processes of things that are taking place that those topics or those issues or their problems that we're going to be looking at in the world, or at companies, or at an institution or organization. But also we're going to introspectively look at these things too, as of what is the formal process going to be? What will the formal process look like? Who's going to do what? What's the schedule? Really kind of setting out and putting this game plan together of how's this going to go to get from here to the actual proposal being written. What does that look like? All right. So then obviously presentation skills, right? Presenting this together, working together, presenting together as a team, as a cohesive unit, everybody on the same page, hopefully. And of course, as we've talked about before, is as far as this assignment's concerned, obviously we're making some concessions, but we're trying to stick to this as close as we possibly can. We'll take advantage of maybe some of the connections. If our connections and our interests maybe don't overlap, we can go from there. The bold part is really important too. One important part of this presentation will be a description of the topic of your formal proposal. Another will be a description of your team plan and process for this project. So that is kind of really what is most important, what is really key in putting this together. And when we think about all the things that go together with this. All right, well, I'm running out of time already. So I think I hit the pretty much the highlights. I'll be back to the next thing I want to talk about is topics, and that is the topic for my next video. Okay. I think the Office of Redundancy might be on me for that. But anyway, okay. All right, guys, you guys stay awesome. I'll be back with you very shortly, and we'll talk about specific topics, and we'll continue. See you guys.